A lot of offers had to have come through between that time and now. Why have you decided to choose Errol Spence, a guy who's two belts, undefeated champion in his prime?
First, I would like to explain my side about picking Errol Spence. There's a lot of opportunity to pick a not easy fight, but in much easier fight than compared to Errol Spence. But I decided to pick Errol Spence because I want to give a good fight to the fans, and I want a real fight. I mean, I'm a fighter, and boxing is my passion.
You know, Errol, I know that after Manny Pacquiao fought Keith Thurman, you tweeted out an emoji with fingers crossed. A lot of adversity you have faced to get here to this point today, but what's it like to be so close to realizing that dream?
I mean, it's great. It's a great opportunity, especially, you know, coming from my accident and fight Danny Garcia, and then I get to fight with Manny Pacquiao, which a lot of guys was in the sweepstakes, and you had a lot of different guys saying that they was going to fight him next. And, you know, to get that call and to say, and ask me, do I want to fight, you know, a legend like Manny Pacquiao, I said, of course. You know, why not? I didn't give it a second thought.
When did you get that call?
I got a call a few months ago.
What impresses you? You say you want the real fight, Manny. What impresses you most about Errol Spence?
Errol Spence is an aggressive fighter, and he's undefeated, young, and dedicated to his career. I mean, this is not an easy opponent, and he's a kind of fighter that you never underestimated him. You cannot underestimate. Yeah.
Do you think that he is a more challenging opponent than Keith Thurman?
It's hard to compare because
he's sitting right over there. We got to be careful,
yeah,
right?
Keith Thurman is our fight is you know, more competitive, more action. There's a lot of action in the ring, but this opponent is different also because he's a southpaw and aggressive fighter. So it's different to Keith Thurman. He's right-handed, and it's been a while I didn't fight a southpaw opponent.
13 years, I think, to be
13
exact.
years, yeah.
13 years since you fought a southpaw. So that has to add some unique challenges to this training camp. Do you feel, I know you've gotten some southpaw sparring even though you've only been here a week. What are you doing differently in this camp? And is there a little learning curve after being in there with those couple guys that you've been with so far?
Yeah, definitely we have to change our strategy compared to the last previous fights that we prepare. This time around is different because southpaw, and it's different hip movement and strategy and combination.
Well, it's been 13 years for you. It's been 6 for you, if I'm not mistaken. So what are you doing differently as you gear up 6 weeks out to prepare for a southpaw?
Nothing really different. I mean, it's not a lot of left-handers in boxing, so you don't really spar a lot of left-handers because I don't have them in the gym. So what we did, we just got a lot of guys from around the country that are left-handed that can fight left-handed style. I can't find anybody to the T that fights, you know, like Manny Pacquiao, of course. But you can find, you know, some guys who has the, you know, the kind of the tempo to mimic Manny Pacquiao, the pace of the fight and things like that. So that's what we found, and that's what we're working with.
Speaking of the tempo, I know Keith Thurman has said the thing that surprised him perhaps most was the speed of Manny Pacquiao. Do you anticipate that same level of speed, and what can you do to train for that?
I can definitely anticipate it. You can see in his fights, you know, he's very explosive. He's very explosive, and you know, he's fast. So you know, basically, me and my coach, we got a game plan we've been working on. Of course, you know, we don't want to say it right here, but you know, we just got a game plan, and we've been working on it. And come October 21st, you know, you'll see.
You know, Floyd Mayweather has said that while he wishes you both well, he's picking Errol Spence. He says you're his people, and he's going to reach out to you and give you some pointers. Has he reached out to you yet?
Nah, he hasn't reached out to me yet.
Has he ever reached out to you or have you spoken to him at all in terms of preparation for a fight?
Definitely. You know, he's a guy that, you know, reaches out sometimes and, you know, talks to me and things like that. So, you know, he try to mentor me sometimes. So he definitely reach out. If he says he's going to reach out, he probably will.
He probably will. What pointers could he give him?
I think for me, sorry to interrupt.
Nope. This is your press conference, Manny.
I'm sorry to interrupt that. You know, actually, Errols don't need to have a advice from Mayweather, because I believe that Errols is better than Mayweather, and he's a fighter than Mayweather. So
You think-
I think he will teach Mayweather and how to fight toe to toe.
What do you think of that, Errol? That's a quite a compliment from an opponent.
Yeah, that is a great accomplishment. But like I said before, Manny Pacquiao the kind of guy who, you know, he'll woo you to sleep. You know, he'll give you a lot of compliments and, you know, gratitude and things like that. And then as soon as the bell ring, he'll be jumping all over you. So, I take it.
I have, in terms of your accident, I know you came back. You wanted to prove that was just a bump in the road. You did that. Do you feel as though your chin has been tested since the accident?
Definitely. It's definitely been tested in the sparring, and I think, you know, it was tested in the Danny Garcia fight. So, you know, I still have a great chin. You know, of course, you know, I feel Manny Pacquiao probably will test it October 21st.
I have to imagine that would be the plan early, to test his chin.
I don't want to be overconfident of that fight, in this fight, because, like I said, Errol Spence is his kind of opponent that you cannot underestimate. I mean, he's good, he's young, and his determination and passion to this sport is always there. His dedication and the way he train, I saw it in training.
I know you say you don't want to be overconfident. Do you feel that you've ever been overconfident going into a fight?
I never be overconfident in every fight that I had, but I just want to make sure that what I'm talking is real. It's from the heart, not you know, for impressing anybody for my words.
We've seen that from you in the past, and I appreciate that and respect it. In terms of your training, you arrived here 1 week ago. You told me backstage, obviously a whirlwind flight to get here. And then you went straight to training, and we've heard Freddie Roach say, you know, the way you're training, it's like you're training back for the Cotto fight. He hasn't seen you do that. He's a little concerned, frankly, perhaps you could overtrain because of that. Why the urgency? Why? Usually you take a day, from what I'm told. Why the urgency? Were you training back in the Philippines?
I already started training last week of May. So when I get here, I continue my training, but you know, it's a good thing for me that I have a off for 2 years and don't have boxings, because I've been in boxing how many years? I started boxing.
Couple.
I started boxing since I was 12 years old, and that until now. So it's good for me that I have a layoff for 2 years. So when I get back to training, I feel like hungry to focus on and dedicated to my training and make sure that I am 100% conditioned. That's my drive.
Is there any concern about overtraining? Are you the kind of guy who can dial yourself back in, or do you rely on Freddie to do that for you?
Well, I tell you this, but it's different than before. That what I did before, because when you're young, when you push yourself in a day training, you can recover it at overnight. But when you like this age, it's you need your body a time to recover. You cannot push. Like when you push this day and tomorrow light train, not too heavy, and then the next day you can push again, like that. But before, when I was young, like every day pushing to the limit, like that.
Yeah.
So,
so you're not concerned about overtraining?
No, I'm not concerned about that, because I know how I handle myself and how how I control myself and manage my discipline, the most important thing.
Very good. Does that resonate with you, or given the age difference here, can you push, and are you?
Definitely, I can definitely push, and I just feel like just because he's 42, about to turn 43, that doesn't mean nothing, because he doesn't blow up in weight. Like, he don't get 20, 30 pounds out of weight, or he's not doing outside things that don't distract him. I feel like he's a boxer 24/7, all year round. So I feel like that helps him also with his age and things like that. So that's why I feel like he's basically gonna be. That's why he's been the same Manny Pacquiao for all these years and decades, because he's a guy to take care of his body and stay disciplined, like he said. So, and that's why I'm looking for. I'm looking forward to Manny Pacquiao that fought Keith Thurman and Manny Pacquiao before that. So that's why I'm gonna train, and I'm gonna train hard. And I don't really believe in overtraining, because I feel like your body gonna go what you're adapted to. My body's adapted to training hard, and just staying focused and being 100% mentally in there and physically. So I feel like I can't overtrain.
You mentioned mentally. Who do you think has the mental edge in this fight?
I don't know. I guess we had to see the first round.
What do you think? Who do you think has the mental edge?
It's hard to say right now, but it depends. Like I said, in the first round, we will measure that. We can measure that in the first round.
Most definitely. You speak of the first round. In the first round, you were able to drop an undefeated Keith Thurman. Do you think that you will be able to have that kind of success and get this guy to the canvas early?
I'm not predicting that, but as I said, I'm doing my best to focus on in training, and especially to focus my mind and my body, my spirit. Of course, to win the fight. That's our goal. Both of us has a goal like that.
Of course.
So.
Errol, in speaking with your trainer, Derek James, in advance of previous fights, I know you guys really always try to look for tendencies. Specifically, he looks for tendencies. He had a hard time finding them against Mikey Garcia. Have you noticed any tendencies? I have to imagine the challenge is just as difficult against a guy like Manny Pacquiao.
Definitely. I mean, he has a lot of tendencies. Of course, you're gonna find some over his,
Look at that smirk.
over his career span. I mean, of course, you're gonna find some tendencies, and things like that. But, and all in all, he's just a guy that's gonna get out there and fight. When it's time to buckle down, he's a guy that's gonna fight. And that could be a pro and a con. Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day, he's gonna make it a fan-friendly, great fight.
Errol Spence, obviously known for the vicious body work, the jab. How do you intend to stop that and negate those things in this fight, Manny? How do you anticipate being able to negate his jab and protect yourself from that vicious body shot?
We have a couple strategy and techniques that we can apply in the fight. So, but I won't say that right now.
Sure. How would you rate Errol Spence in terms of all the opponents you faced? And you faced a number of incredible ones over the years. How would you rate him as an opponent? Is this the biggest challenge?
One of the biggest challenge in my career. I cannot say the biggest challenge because I have been fighting a best fighter in the world, like Keith Thurman, De La Hoya, Miguel Cotto, a lot of those fighters. So one of the best. I can rate this opponent.
Well, if I'm not mistaken, you have beaten more champions and former champions than Errol Spence has in combined fights in his career. Do you think there's anything he can show you that you haven't already seen before?
I've been in boxing more than 25 years in my professional career. I think, and I've been boxing 30 years. So I think I already saw the different kinds of style and different kind of passion that I encounter in the ring. And this kind of fight is I always consider this as one of the top fight.
Well, just a fun fact, when you fought your first pro fight, you were just 4 years old. And when you won your first world title, he was 8. So certainly the experience advantage in terms of years. Do you think at 42 years old, he has the power to knock you out? Or finish you?
No, I don't see myself, ever getting knocked out. There's just something I don't see. But, we're definitely going to be cautious and mindful that he does have power. 'Cause, he did knock down Keith Thurman, and, he did hurt him with a body shot. So we're going to keep that in mind. But, at the end of the day, it's not to think about getting knocked out or can he knock me out. I don't think, any fighter, can knock me out.
Do you think that at this point, 6 weeks out, and with the southpaw sparring, that you can finish him?
Definitely, I definitely have the ability to. I definitely have the ability to finish him. So, but for me, it's to win the fight. It's to stay focused, win the fight. I feel like when you go out there and you rush it and you try to go for the knockout, I feel like, from my experience, even in the amateurs, you either look sloppy or, something goes wrong and you look like you're trying too hard. So for me, it's to, just, go at my fight, go at my pace. And if the knockout comes, go for it. But if it don't, go for the victory.
All right. Well, I know there's certainly a lot of intrigue, and we could continue this conversation, and we will continue this conversation again soon. But I want to leave this opportunity for both of you to do some closing remarks. So I'll start with you, Errol. Closing thoughts here.
My closing thought is it's going to be a great fight, entertaining fight. Manny Pacquiao, he's going to bring it like he always do, show a lot of heart and dedication. And it's going to be an entertaining fight for the fans, and I'm definitely going to come with the victory, whether if it's a stoppage or a win.
Very well. Mr. Manny Pacquiao.
Yes, I would like to invite all the fans to watch this fight, this one-of-a-kind fight and prestigious fight. It's going to be a good fight, more action in the ring, as we expected. And thank you to all your support. I'm so thankful to God for 20 years fighting in here in the States. Until now, I'm still fighting to one of the best fighter in the world. So I'm so thankful to God and thankful to all the fans and media who are always supporting us here in boxing. Not only me, but to all the boxing industry. Thank you so much for all your support, and salamat sa lahat ng mga Pilipino na laging nakasuporta sa akin. And please watch this fight against Errol Spence is coming August 21. Que venga a ver la gran pelea entre mi Manny Pacquiao y Errol Spence. Muchas gracias.